The speech guidelines expect the speaker to talk about an incident which happened in the recent past. Now, being a man, no other incident would have enticed me more than what happened last month. Now, before I go on, let me build up a story through a series of events which will lead to this mega event. The year 2005, 6 years back, a police case was filed against South Indian actress Khushbu, apparently for making a statement that Indian men should stop expecting women to be virgins at the time of marriage. She said it in the backdrop of male chivalry and double standards, which is so common to us. More than 27 cases were filed against Khushbu in about 15 different towns across South India. And she was made to run around pillar to post to defend the case. The year 2007, some protesters burned the posters of Richard Gere and Shilpa Shetty. The reason? Because Richard Gere kissed Shilpa Shetty on her cheeks, for God's sake, in a public event. A police case was filed against Richard and Shilpa for obscene behavior in public. The year 2009, 2 years back, some activists beat up women. Mind you, men are spared. They beat up the women in a place called Mangalore because apparently these women were found sipping wine and drinking beer and sporting decent Western clothes in an enclosed pub. Now, fearing what happened to these women, last month, about 2 months back, when I had been to Mangalore for a Toastmasters event called Reverberations, I had to keep away from all the lady Toastmasters. Why? Because even these women were found sipping wine, drinking beer, and this being a mega event, they were all dressed up and looked really chic. It was very hard for me to stay away from all the women. I kept looking at them, but kept a distance. The year 2012, whoa, what a pleasant surprise. The American-born but Indian origin Sunny Leon makes her presence in an Indian reality show called Big Boss. And there's not a whimper of protest. For the first timers who do not know Sunny Leon, when I say first timers, I'm primarily referring to only women. Because men like me, Pavas and Anmol, would have done extensive research. We can even contribute to the Wikipedia. So for the first timers who do not know Sunny Leon, Miss Leon was born to Indian parents in Canada as Karen Malhotra and moved to US long back for better prospects. Mind you, Miss Leon is no economist, nor is she a Nobel laureate like Amartya Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, she's a porn star. As Miss Leon forced herself to national consciousness, surprisingly, they were not too many protests the way we reacted to Khushbu and Shilpa Shetty in the past. In fact, the only people who felt threatened by Miss Leon's presence in India were the members of IAF, not Indian Air Force, but members of Indian Actors Forum. Look at the irony. Just like Americans complaining that Indians have been taking away plum jobs in IT from America, these guys have complained that foreign workforce, or rather they complained against outsourcing plum jobs in Indian reality shows to foreign workforce. They even complain that what is it that Sunny Leon can bring on the table that Rakhi Sawant cannot? Well, I have nothing to say on this, but trust me, such wide acceptance of Sunny Leon kindles hope. one of the surveys, one of the popular school of thoughts, Sunny Leon has not brought the custodians of Indian culture onto the streets because she is hardly an Indian. The same Indian custodians would love to protect women in Indian soil, would not mind leeching on other women on the same soil because she is hardly an Indian. For the first time, I saw a woman being let off for whatever she did without any warning because she is hardly an Indian. On a more serious note, the absence of these protests against Ms. Leon are a good omen. But that doesn't really mean that India has changed. Or rather, it's not a paradigm shift towards India's juvenile relationship against this three-legged word. Now apparently, I'm sure a majority of us would have watched this sequel to the old movie called Dawn, right? Dawn 2? I heard that there's another movie being made, which is called Jism 2, which is being made by a filmmaker called Mahesh Bhatt. Since filmmaker Mahesh Bhatt could not make it to this meeting, I would love to grab this opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Miss Leon, shining bright, winning accolades, making moolah. This country has got to see more than a glimpse of this Indian origin star. Now here's a big question. What if Miss Leon makes it big in Bollywood? I mean, really big in Bollywood. As an audience, we've always loved to see spicy, scandalous, and anything which can be termed sensational, right? Just like we watch Katrina, Priyanka, or even the other actresses every weekend. Don't be surprised if it is Miss Leon next weekend. Well, I have nothing more to say to the women present here in the room, but all the men in the audience, it's time to relax, sit back, and let your imaginations go